I'm going to go ahead and try and introduce some of my dogs on my little camera phone here. This is Mico, and Mico is about 45 pounds. Mico is about 7 years old as I take this video, and she came to me from the streets of Taiwan. And forgive my crazy filming. You see her mouth there? This is a bad story, but it has a happy ending. You see her tongue hangs out the right side of her mouth. In fact, she is missing a good chunk of the right side of her mouth because when she was a puppy, someone chopped off the right side of her mouth with a machete because people are jerks. And she was rescued and put into a program that brought her here to the States. And I was, in theory, just going to foster her, but of course, you know, 6 years later, I still have her. And the interesting thing about her mouth is that because it can't close, she is extremely, extremely prone to infection. I don't think most people think about what their lips can do or what service their lips have for their bodies. But lips keep out a lot of dirt and bacteria and things like that, and she's unable to do that. And also her gums tend to dry out a bit. Her tongue tends to dry out a bit. I have to be aware of that. But because of this, her gums recede, and it causes a lot of infection within her mouth around the teeth. And we've had numerous surgeries to remove teeth, remove chunks of her mouth. And she obviously was missing a big chunk when she came here, but she's missing more now as we attempt to keep the tissue healthy. I do brush her teeth all the time. Oh, my flippers. Yep, oral care is king. But she still has, let's see if I can show you here. She'll let me. You can let me show it? She has in here, see it. There's a little hole there. You could barely see it because her mouth actually looks really healthy. It's pink and black in her mouth, so it's kind of hard to tell what you're looking at. But she has what's called a fistula, which is a hole that goes from her mouth and communicates with her sinuses, and that's not supposed to happen. So we do have to monitor that for infection and make sure that she's doing well. But generally, she does really well. The thing that people most notice about her, other than her tongue, is that she's really, really shy. And she does get crazy at home, but when she's in, I'm being licked by another dog here. When she's in locations where she's not as comfortable or it doesn't feel like home to her, then she will just kind of hang out and sit with me. It took me 2 years to put her on a leash. I mean, that's how nervous she gets. But now she's pretty good, and she knows that she can hang out with me and come to my side if she's nervous. And that is Mico. Hey, Mico.